Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. So, Judge Fleischer had a pretty slow day today, and everybody deserves slow days. Everybody. I hear there was a fire in the courtroom, though, but not his courtroom, the civil courtroom. He's criminal. I don't know how far the civil courtroom is from the criminal courtroom, though. But so let me show you what I'm talking about. When I used to go to his streams, so here's how you can't see what I see. Here's how I used to see the courtrooms. Okay. So there's the civil courts, the criminal courts, and the justice courts. The civil courts, it's civil court one, two, three, four. They're all pretty boring. Only one of them, Jermaine Thomas, he's the only one that ever streams. Um, but there's no like room number or anything to look at. Then we have the criminal courts. I think it's in the same building. It looks like it's in the same building. And what I thought was funny, every time I looked at this, so here's Judge Fleischer's. This is how I used to watch Judge Fleischer's um, stream. He's the only one. He was the only one with no appearance policy, even though he says no shorts, no anything like that. And 8:30. He's one of the few, 9 a.m., 9 a.m., 9:30. He's one of the few that starts at 8:30. Well, then criminal court 11 and 12 and 13 got rid of their appearance policy. Oh, look, now 15 did too, and 16. So, I think it's in the same building. I think it was a courtroom in the same building. Juanita Jackson, she streams, but it's so hard to hear her, chaotic in her courtroom. Now, Raul streams. I haven't noticed him streaming as much lately. I don't know why, but he's very, very, very with the law. Like he's very like robotic. He's a robotic judge, which we love to see. We love to see judges that are, they're the court. They're not a person. They're the court. That's who he is. But it's too hard to get content from him because he's very perfect. I never ever got any of these. I've never seen any of these guys, the justice courts, stream at all. Never, not once. Doesn't mean they don't. I sure would like to. I'll keep looking. Maybe they will. And then there's other courts. I don't have them saved. I sort of, because there's so many, I couldn't save them. Hold on, let me show you some other courts I see in Harris County. IBM. Now, I think these are in a different building altogether. Hold on, it's coming. It's thinking. So these are Harris County. This is the 234th District Court right here. And then they have all these other ones. I don't know if they're in different buildings now that I think about it. I think they are, but I think that the courts in Harris County is freaking huge. Think like New York Library huge, which I've never been to, but growing up they always said that it was, like a New York block long or something crazy like that because they have all these district courts and they don't all go live. If you would have to just look through, you would have to get lucky and find one that's live. But my favorite out of this whole list is this one, the 184th District Court. I don't know her name, but she's so good. She's my favorite. But if you ever wanted to see she does stuff after Judge Fleischer. So she's one of the courts that we would see after the people leave his, or when he says, "What's going on with that case upstairs?" Um, you would go to all of these channels to see them. So I could have found the subset, but to be honest, not all of them stream, and I would have had to been so lucky to find out which one of these links he was in on which day. So, anyway, so one of the courtrooms caught on fire, civil courtroom yesterday, but everybody was fine. I don't think anyone was like evacuated or anything, but that was the most exciting thing that happened in Judge Fleischer's courtroom, yes, except for one real gross guy, which you'll see. I I I debated really, really hard on keeping him in there or removing him because he's really just a gross guy, but I left him in for you guys. But first, we have to go to the custody case that we're working on. Tomorrow we hear the verdict. All right. Today we hear just a little bit more testimony. Tomorrow we hear the verdict. Sorry, I had to take a drink. I'm not supposed to take a drink while I'm streaming, but I had to. It was an emergency, guys. It was an emergency. And everything's black today because of Judge Fleischer's courtroom. You'll see he looks on point. He looks so good. I'm going to show you what he looks like right now. Look at that. Look up.
Hey,
Yeah.
hi Rand. What's new,
Doesn't that
man?
look good? He looks like a judge. He looks so stern. So this judge, Judge Reese, the best part about this whole trial, this whole hearing is the judge at the end. I mean, he's so good. So what I think I might do tomorrow, I have way more stuff from him than just this trial, okay? But what I think I'm gonna do tomorrow is I think I'm gonna create a a clip tomorrow with just his decisions at the end of all these cases that I have for him. We're not gonna hear. I mean, we can't go through all of his cases. I mean, it's 8 hours a day every day. So, well, not every day, but you know what I mean. I think I'm just gonna take all of his endings, his rulings, and just play a clip of those without any context, because he's just so good. All you people are talking to me. I'm sorry, I can't talk and look at the same time. Thank you, Sandra. Chris, just a suggestion, try using VLC. I tried that, and all it does is crash. All it does is crash. All it can do is crash. Freaking cone pops up. VLC. VLC is not working. Hmm. OBS is also not my friend either, Chris, so don't go there either. I would love to get a software program where I can just like, I don't know how my Loud Talk with Mike does it. In the middle of a stream, he will click a button, the stream will pause, and like the gopher will turn, or the goat will scream, or I don't know, love boat. I don't know. You know what I mean. My software does not do that. But I mean, sometimes that can be annoying. Not on Mike's channel. I mean, in other places. It could be like when you're into something and then all of a sudden a song comes on for a second. I don't like that. Sort of like when you're watching your YouTuber and they keep pausing and talking, or they don't get the court started because they just keep talking, and sort of like that. Oh, yes, because he talks to me. He's so approachable. Streamlabs is what I had before, and then I got StreamYard instead. I don't know. I like the flooring. It sort of makes me feel like, I don't know, like there's depth. Like I'm gonna fall. I don't. I like the flooring. Well, aren't you special, CJ? You didn't answer my last one. That was a long time ago. I didn't try. I only tried once. If someone doesn't answer me, then I got it. I got the hint. Right, Crystal? Maybe that's why the heels work so. Some of them work so well, some of them don't. Don't we all? Don't we all? Listen, you don't annoy me at all. Not even a little bit. Law Talk with Mike. I also sent a message to Big and he never answered me. This was a while ago, though. This is a while ago. Like way before Judge Fleischer, a while ago. And I only once. If they don't answer me, then I understand. I understand my position. You got to know your place. Stay in your lane. You people have zero control. That's your problem. You have zero control. Learn your learn your spot. I don't know. Maybe they were just busy, right? They get busy, right? So I have StreamYards. I'm I'm using StreamYard right now. Never mind. I have Streamlab, but I use StreamYard. Yeah, I'm using StreamYard right now, but it doesn't like the, not that I know of. I can't like play a clip in the middle of a play a clip in the middle of a like I can't pause this play clip and I would have to pause, press play, and then pause again. No, I spoke to him Discord, I think. Private message, not like in his Discord channel. Both of them. But that's how me and Mike had been speaking. Was Discord. Mike Discorded me and said, "Hey, if you want to get monetized, you're not allowed to do what you're doing. Do this instead. Do this, do this." And I said, "Okay." Biggin, I can't remember why I Discorded him. I asked him a question about, I think it was his software. Like, yeah, what software do you use? I don't know. I don't know. All right, we're going to get back to this custody hearing. This is it. We're going to get through a lot of it today, and then tomorrow we get to the star of the show. Tomorrow we get to the judge. Go away, kitty, go away. I am not posting that, CJ. He doesn't make grammatical errors. He's a professional like me. All right. I'm going to press play. And here we go.
Who wants to go first?
I do. I want to go first.
I guess you've been nominated, Mr. Cook.
Mr. Cook.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
We've met before. I'm Paul Cook. I represent Paige. I've got a few questions that I want to ask you. Now, Miss, is it Andrea?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Am I pronouncing
Andrea,
it correct?
yes, sir.
Andrea, okay. I probably won't actually call
Me
you
either.
Andrea. I'll probably call you Miss Amazon.
I love Law Talk with Mike.
How long have you and Robert been together?
We met in September of 2020,
Okay, and got married when?
October of 2021.
So dated a year and a month, roughly.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And y'all have had 2 children together.
Yes,
And-
sir. I lost my first one, and Isai was born in September of 2022.
Okay. And your baby's name is
Isai.
Isai.
Mhm.
Okay. So he is now how old?
He will be 2 next month.
Okay. Now, since you and Robert have been in a relationship, when you and he first started dating, was he having visitation with Roman at that time?
No,
Okay, so that was during the post-COVID months that he didn't have visitation?
right. It was during COVID. He was told that they were not allowing Roman to be around anyone.
Okay. And he accepted that, and he voluntarily did not have visitation with the child during that period of time?
From what I know, yes. I wasn't actively involved in any of the parenting decisions or anything like that during that time. We had just met, so.
Now, did y'all ever at any point in time, Ms. Amazon, live together before you married?
We moved in together roughly March of 2021, I want to say.
That's how many kids
March
he
or April.
has.
Now, are you aware, Ms.
Amazon?
I'm gonna take a short break if you don't mind, and we'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't remember this in my editing, so I might have missed this. Let's see if I missed it. Come on, Judge, you got the door. You got this. There goes Guy.
Please, ma'am.
I missed it. I missed it in the editing. Nope. Can't hear that. Secrets.
Our calendar call. What'd you do?
Totally.
Primarily through.
There we go.
Now, you are aware, Ms. Amazon, that Robert has never financially supported his other children by paying child support unless he was court ordered to do so?
I'm not sure. I can only speak to from when I met him, but before, I don't know.
In your deposition, Ms. Amazon, back in August of 2023, you testified that Roman's medical condition has always been
Facts.
Robert's main concern. Is that correct?
Primarily.
All right. So would you say that has been his primary concern about Roman during the time that he's been living at the Hawkins house?
The whole time, from the time that I've been involved and from what he's told me.
The Amish around here have a lot of kids, and their families have a whole baseball team, and it's cute. I'm telling you, if you go, riding around Lancaster on like a weekend, you will see Amish families, whole families out there playing baseball. And it's so cute. They have a whole baseball team. It really is. You can't take pictures because they just really don't like that, but it's really cool.
He did express he expressed his medical condition or explained his medical condition to me. It wasn't until we started getting Roman every other weekend is when he started being concerned or expressing to me his concern of his medical condition, his weight, the medication that he was on. Primarily that was it. There were other things.
And to your knowledge, despite these concerns that he expressed to you, he never went and sat down and talked to his doctor to
wives
tell his
do.
doctor that he had these
The
concerns.
wives carry the horse.
I wasn't with Robert before COVID, so I don't know.
During the time that you have been with Robert, you're not aware of Robert going and sitting down with his doctor and telling him, look, I've got these concerns about his medication and other issues.
There were times where he was wanting to told he couldn't go in, that there was only one person allowed to go in.
Okay. Told that by who?
By Guy.
Okay. But he has never, to your knowledge, actually spoken to his doctor's office, called them up and said.
Yes, he has.
Miss Amazon, if you would let me finish the
Oh, I'm
question,
sorry.
please. Where he has actually contacted his doctor's office?
Yes, there
Okay.
has been times where he's called the doctor's office to try to get information on Roman's condition.
And what doctor would he have called?
We tried reaching Dr. Ortiz's office at some point in time.
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Ortiz is what doctor?
That is his specialist for his nephrotic syndrome out of Augusta.
So that's the doctor that treats him for his kidney disorder, the nephrotic
yes.
syndrome?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Dr. Ortiz is out of where?
He's out of the Augusta office.
And the efforts that you said that Robert made to try to talk to Dr. Ortiz's office consisted of 2 phone calls. Is that correct?
I'm not sure if there was 2 phone calls. It was a series of calls where he was trying to make contact with someone initially, but there wasn't much information that he could get over the phone.
So if Robert testified that he only made 2 efforts or 2 phone calls to that doctor's office, you don't have any reason to dispute that?
I don't know the amount of attempts, no.
Okay. My question is, Ms. Almazan, if Robert testified to that and said, yes, I only tried to call them twice, you don't have any reason to dispute that, do you?
I wouldn't have any reason to dispute it because I wouldn't know, no.
I only see the D.
And despite his medical condition being his main concern and primary concern, truth of the matter, Ms. Almazan, is he's made very little effort to actually discuss any of these concerns with his actual doctors. Isn't that correct?
None. None. Are you a nurse, or you said you were retired? I heard you. Were you a nurse? Did you work in a doctor's office? Because you answer medical questions a lot. That's why I'm asking. I need a nurse or a doctor to answer a question for me. Because, so there is HIPAA laws. And if someone called the doctor and said, I need this person's medical info, I don't think they would give anybody just stuff over the phone. They wouldn't just say, oh, you're the father? Okay, here's all the medical information on this minor, Sandra. You're a nurse. So if someone called your office and said, hi, I'm Mr. Smith. I'm Bob Smith's father. Will you give me all of Bob Smith medical information? When's his next appointment? You know, what's his issues? What medications are he taking? You absolutely want to just, yeah, you have to sign the HIPAA papers before and be on the list before you can get information, right? You wouldn't get it over the phone. Like, you couldn't just call. So yeah, if he made 2 phone calls to the doctor's office and didn't get what he needed, that's clearly the mother's fault. Yep. That's clearly Guy's fault. Bad Guy. Bad making HIPAA laws like that.
He has not been given the opportunity to have lengthy conversation. What I am aware of.
Okay.
Jojo.
You are aware that he
Hi,
has joint
Jojo.
legal custody of this child.
Yes.
You are aware that he has the legal right to consult with the child's doctors.
Yes.
You are aware that he has the legal right to talk to the child's school.
Yes.
Okay. And despite having that legal right, he has not taken much effort to do any of those things, has he?
The effort is there from what I've seen.
The effort is there by making 2 phone calls to a doctor's office?
There has been instances where he has been.
I think it stands for you're not allowed to have any information unless you sign this piece of paper. That's what it must be Latin or something. You You're not allowed to have any information unless you sign this paper, HIPPA. See how that worked?
I mean, he asked to be told when he has to go to the doctor.
Asked who to be told when he has to go to the
He
doctor?
requests
that.
the grandparents to tell him when he has appointments.
Okay, does he know who this child's doctors are?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know of any effort that he himself has made to contact his doctors rather than relying on Mr. and Ms. Halton to get this information?
There's been a few times where he's tried contacting his pediatrician and Dr. Ortiz, but not, I mean, a handful of times.
So in other words, it's their fault that he's not getting the information that he needs? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I said.
That's what you're insinuating?
No, that's not what I said.
But you know, you do agree that Robert has the legal right to obtain this information on his own without going through anybody else to do it, correct?
Yes.
Now, if Roman were to be, if Robert were to be awarded primary custody of Roman, is it your and his
She's
intentions
younger
to keep
than
him
his
at
children.
He attends and has always attended?
We've talked about that. We haven't made a final decision on it because we don't know all the facts yet.
Okay, and know all the facts, meaning what?
We don't know how much it's going to cost us to keep him in that school. We don't know much about his information. Like, we don't know much about that information. And we like the school. We feel it is in the best interest for him to stay in that school because it's a lower population than public school. But we need to see if financially we can afford to keep him in that school.
And in your deposition, you testified when questioned about changing schools that we wouldn't want to change what Roman knows and is accustomed to. Do you recall that?
Right.
Okay.
Randy, I don't know who that is. It's Mr. Cook. Okay, so right here we have the grandfather. The grandmother is actually in with Roman right now, so she's not here. Okay. And then we have the mother, and then we have these two lawyers. Okay. I'm not sure, but I think this is mom's lawyer. And I think that this is the grandparents' lawyer. Although I guess it's possible that I'm just wrong and this is Roman's lawyer, but no one has said guardian ad litem once. No one. And he has not said, do you think my client, the boy, should stay in this school? So I really, really think that this person right here is his lawyer or their lawyer. And I think she is her lawyer. But you guys have seen as much as I've seen. Does that sound right? I mean, I could get these two backwards. He could be her lawyer and she could be their lawyers. I don't know. But also, in case I know someone's going to ask, this is wife number 4, Andrea, with an A. Andrea with an A as opposed to, I don't know, Z. This is Andrea, wife number 4. And they're talking about kid number, I don't know, 7, number 8. He has 10 kids. So, and his first 2, I think, are older than his wife. And then they have a kid together, I think, who's younger than their kid together. But they were together, I think, when they got pregnant or whatever, I hope that cleared things up for you.
So that is a primary concern of yours, is not changing what he knows and is. And you also agree, Ms. Almazan, that what he knows and is accustomed to, as far as his living environment is concerned, is at the Halton's residence, correct?
No, what I know is that since I've been around, Roman shares 2 homes. He has a home with us and he has a home with his grandparents. But he knows us and we are a family together. So that's what when I say that Robert had, from the time that I've been with Robert, that I can attest to, is that Robert's always been there for Roman. So,
And I'm not arguing that he hasn't
Okay.
had contact with Roman and visitation with Roman,
Right.
but Roman's residence, to your knowledge, has always been at the home of his grandparents.
see, I consider my house to be his house as well. So he
Ms.
shares
Amazon,
two
if you would
families,
answer
two
my
homes.
question, and then you can offer any explanation that you want. Would you agree or disagree that Roman's primary residence for the entirety of his life has been at the home of his grandparents?
Primary residence, yes.
And other than the time that he visits with his father, that is where he lives.
As far as I know, yes.
And that is what he has grown accustomed to.
Yes.
And do you believe that Robert has anything to do with the fact that he has been in that house for his entire life? Without Robert, strike that, Judge. You agree that Robert, and you understand now that Robert filed a complaint early on in this child's life to legitimate and seek custody?
Yes.
Okay. You're aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. And now that first case was ultimately dismissed because of inactivity on Robert's part, correct?
As far as I'm aware of, yes.
Okay. And it was about 3 to 4 years after the first petition was dismissed before he decided to refile a petition to legitimate and seek custody of the child, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So by his inaction, he has allowed this child to remain in the home with his grandparents for the entirety of his life. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I agree.
Now, if you were to get, or if Robert were to get primary custody of Roman, would you be the one that was responsible to take him to school?
Everybody else is
in the
crazy,
morning?
not him.
Based on our work schedule, yes.
And after school, what are your plans?
Again, we have not decided that yet. We have been looking at options as far as like, or other options on what we're going to do, but it's all going to be based on his schedule, what time Roman has us picked up. I mean,
He didn't like her answer, guys. He's really bad at her answer. Did you see his leg go?
there's just a lot that we don't know, but we've discussed it and we have some plans. That's why we decided to see if I could take some time off to figure out what it is we need to do for him to be adjusted and make sure that it's an easy transition for him.
Are you aware, Miss Amazon, that Robert had conversation with Roman about this court proceeding here today?
Yes.
And were you part of that conversation?
No.
Okay. How did you find out about it?
Robert told me.
Robert told you that he discussed this case with Roman. Then this would have happened over the weekend. Is that right?
Wait, the text message conversation or the conversation he had with Roman at the house?
Well, let's talk about both of them.
So there's been
Okay.
multiple.
Text message communication would have been on Friday of last week. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that is in response to the child texting his father saying he didn't want to come for visitation.
Yes.
And during that text communication, Robert stated to Roman something along the lines of that he's going to call his lawyer and talk to his lawyer about all of this. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. What else are you aware of about that conversation?
About that conversation, nothing.
Okay. So then another conversation took place over the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, where Robert talked to Roman about this case in particular today having a hearing, right?
About this case, about him having a case to hearing today, Monday?
Yes.
He
Okay.
deserves 4
And
wives.
you
He
were not,
deserves
again,
them.
part of that conversation.
There was a conversation that he had with him when he was on his way to drop him off
Drop him off where?
to the grandparents' house.
Okay, were you there?
No.
Okay. So the conversation that you're aware of, you believe it happened on the trip back to his grandparents' home?
Yes.
Okay. His meaning Roman's.
Yes.
All right. and Robert told you that he told Roman that there was a custody hearing today.
Robert told me that he told Roman that tomorrow was an important day.
Okay. Did Robert tell you that he discussed actually coming to court and told him that there was a hearing today where custody would be decided?
Specific details, I'm not sure. No, I don't know.
So your test is that the only thing that you're aware of that Robert said to Roman was today is an important day.
Yes.
But he didn't.
That today is an important decision whether he's going to stay with us and go and visit his grandparents on the weekends, or if it was going to stay the same.
Okay.
But as far as like actual terminology, I'm not aware of that.
But the issue of custody was brought up to a 9-year-old child, correct?
I mean, I don't know if he used the word custody. I don't know.
Okay. But the conversation that you're aware of that Robert had with his son,
No more.
he
Once enough.
specifically said that today is an important day because the judge is going to decide where he ends up living, whether it be with y'all or
right.
stay
He
where
said
he's
if
at.
it was going to be where Roman comes and stays with us, and then goes and visits the grandparents on the weekend.
Okay, and is that in your opinion, Ms. Amazon, is that an appropriate, proper conversation to have with a 9-year-old child in your eyes?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
In my opinion, I would have that conversation.
So you think it's okay to talk to a 9-year-old child about court cases and custody and all that kind of stuff?
Maybe not that legal terminology, but I feel like he should be involved.
I'm not really marrying Will for the man, though, so it doesn't count.
Okay, meaning you feel like his desires should be taken into consideration?
Roman is 9 years old.
Ms. Amazon, if you would answer my question first, I ask you a specific yes or no question. If you could answer it, and then you can offer any explanation you wish, okay?
Okay.
Madam Court Reporter, would you read that question back?
I'm sorry.
Okay, I don't know if, I was asking about you said that you would have a conversation with a 9-year-old about what his desires are. Is that correct? You think that's proper?
Do I think a conversation about desires? What specifically?
About his desires as to where he wants to live and where he doesn't want to live.
No.
You don't think that's appropriate?
No.
Okay. But you do think it's appropriate and proper to tell a child that the judge is going to decide today where he ends up living?
That's not the same thing.
I'm ready to be number 4, Fletcher. Call me.
Ms. Amazon, I'm not trying to trick you.
I don't understand the question. So the conversation that I know, well, from what Robert told me was he has always told his son from when I've been involved that he loves him. He wants to be a part of his life. He feels like it's important for him to have his daddy, for his daddy to teach him things and show him things. And from the very beginning that he started getting his son on the weekends, he asked if his son wouldn't mind staying longer, or being with him longer. I mean, those are just casual conversations that he would have whenever he would talk to his son about being a part of his life and wanting him around and wanting to do things with him and be.
I completely forgot all about him, Beverly, but now that you said accent, I love him. I love him with my whole heart and soul.
Present with him. And I mean, those are conversations that aren't really discussing legal matters or legal terminology. They're just conversations that a father is trying to have with his son about their relationship. So he's had conversations with him before about it. So these conversations were just the one from this weekend was basically like, okay, I'm doing everything that I can for us to be together, and Monday is the final decision that's going to determine whether you come and stay with us and go and visit your grandparents and your sister and your mom on the weekends, or if everything stays the way it is now. So he was just getting clarification of what the final steps is, because at the end of the day, he wants what's best for his son, and he wants this transition to be easy for him. So he doesn't want to not discuss anything with him and then today be told, okay, you're going to go and stay with us full time without any recollection of transitioning into it smoothly. I mean, it's casual conversations that he felt needed to be had to include his son, so that it's not, you're here, you're there from one day to the next.
Okay, and do you think that's okay for him to have that type of conversation? Yes or no?
Yes.
Nothing else, Judge.
Mr. Tipton Danny?
Thank you, Judge. Do you remember when we took your deposition last summer?
It's been a while, but yes, I
And
somewhat think
do
I
you
do.
remember both Mr. Cook and I both asked you separately about why Robert doesn't have a relationship with his older children? Do you remember you told us you don't know why he doesn't have a relationship with his older children?
I was not present when he had his other children. I have only been with Robert since 2020, like September of 2020. We got married in 2021, so I don't know why he didn't at that time.
But you indicated in the deposition that he doesn't have a relationship with the adult children now.
He does now. He
He's
has.
developed that since we took the deposition last August?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad.
Yes,
What kind of
ma'am.
relationship does he have with his adult children now?
He has a wonderful relationship with his daughter Selena and his daughter Cassie. We were actually present for his second granddaughter's birth. So we got to see her in the hospital. So he has developed rekindled that relationship with his two oldest daughters now.
And do you attribute that to the influence that you've had on Robert since your marriage?
The relationship he has with his daughters?
Yes.
I don't understand the question.
Do you attribute the fact that he now has a relationship with those two adult daughters somewhat to the fact that he has now married you?
No,
Drinking game. Every time she says, I don't understand the question, we drink.
I don't think so. I didn't know his daughters. I didn't have a relationship with them before. So whatever he rekindled with them, I was like, they decided to reach out to him. Cassie called him because she needed help with her vehicle. They decided to reach out to him, and then that's when he came and told me, my daughters reached out to me and we're starting to talk again. I mean, as far as like me talking to them and trying to get them to talk to their father, I mean, is that what you mean by?
I just wondered about why, but you've explained it to us.
Oh,
His
okay.
daughter needed him. She needed help with her car.
Yeah. Yeah, so she reached out to him, and they started a communication again, and now they have a very good communication, him, his daughter, and his two grandbabies.
Rude.
Okay. Now, do you remember, I think you told us when you first started dating Robert, he wasn't comfortable
No.
introducing you to Roman.
No.
And Roman had a very close relationship with Robert's wife, April. Is that right?
I'm not sure. I'm assuming he did, because he would go and stay weekends with them.
Do you think that maybe the reason why Robert didn't want to introduce you to Roman was because of Roman's close relationship with April?
That's not what he told me. The discussion that me and Robert had was that he felt like he didn't want to introduce me to his son until he knew that we were going to be something long-term or permanent. And I completely agreed, because I didn't want to be introduced to his
Same.
child unless it was something that I felt was going to be long-term or permanent, because
When did he introduce you to Roman?
We started talking during COVID, and he wasn't allowed contact with his child other than through FaceTime. I want to say it was September of 2021 is when he got to see him in person.
And you were
For
already
the
pregnant
first-
with the first child that you lost, right?
Yes.
So you were already pregnant by Robert before you married him, and at that point, he decided he'd introduce you to his son. So did this mean at that point, he decided you were going to be a long-term relationship?
No, that's not I was trying to explain to you the first time I met him, but I did FaceTime him prior to that.
Thank you, I
But-
appreciate
okay.
that. Now, when I was talking to you about Roman and his relationship with April, and you said you didn't know about that,
Yes.
you did
Yes,
say
I
that
am.
Roman always talks about his relationship with Guy.
Yes.
So would you say that Roman has a very, very close relationship with Guy?
Yes.
And you, at some point, there was some concern because Robert didn't like the fact that Roman talks about going for walks every day with Guy.
Robert doesn't like the fact that Roman goes for walks. No,
Or
I
he
don't.
talks about going for walks with Guy.
No,
No?
Robert doesn't have a problem with that.
Sorry, I was muted. They lost the internet just for like seconds. I cut seconds out of there. Not a lot. Don't worry.
I see. All right. Why do you feel like it would be necessary for you to take a whole month's leave of absence?
I don't feel like it's necessary. Me and Robert want to be prepared. I don't feel like it's necessary. I was given that opportunity by my company to take 30 days. I just want to make sure that we together want to, like I said, there's a lot that we don't know. We want to, make sure that we're picking him up on time, going to school on time, trying to find after school care. I mean, there's a lot that we want to plan for. And if I'm able to do that for him, that's what I want to do. I don't feel like it's necessary.
So you're going to be doing that for Robert. It's going to be you parenting the child, not Robert? So you're taking the leave of absence because you're going to be the one doing it?
We are a team. We are married. We parent together.
Do you remember me asking you in your deposition? We talked about Robert's track record and his infidelity and his numerous relationships. And I asked you if you would ever consider Robert having full custody of your child. Do you remember what you told me?
Yeah, I told you that would never happen.
And you told me that's because you would never put yourself in that position, isn't that right?
I'm not going to choose to lose my child for drugs or just giving him away. I am the type of mother that takes care of my child, raises my child, and supports my child. So if me and Robert do not work out for whatever reason, I feel that we both can continue to co-parent because we are legally married. So he would have just as much rights as I do to my child. And if that ever happened, that's what would happen. We would
Oh, so
co-parent
you would be
together.
totally willing to accept that Robert would have joint custody with your child?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
My husband is a great father. I wouldn't have a problem with it at all.
All right, anything to redirect?
Not from Ms. Almazan, Judge. May she stay in the courtroom? Your Honor, I apologize.
If
May she
she's
stay in the courtroom?
completed her testimony, yes.
I-
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank-
Oh, I do have, well, I don't, I think that's been covered. What I do, I will ask you. This is, it's almost a silly question in a way, because I know exactly what the answer is going to be, I suppose, but how is your relationship now with Robert as far as, nobody can predict what's going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
I understand that. You
Yeah.
can't say that the marriage won't break up. After all, you are the fourth wife and there's been other women besides you, besides the wives.
I am a realist, 100%. I know his track record. I knew it before I got married, but I chose to marry him because I ultimately feel like we are soulmates. And today, he is my best friend and I love him and I love the family that we have created. So I don't see this
being another, I don't see being another ex-wife. I really don't.
Things are good now as best you can.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
You're
You may
welcome.
step down. That's probably runs out your string, or you got somebody else?
I have one last person, Judge. I'll call Miss Beverly Jody Holton to the stand and I'll be super duper.
That's fine. No, I forgot. We gotta get, you'll have to go out there, let her come in here. Yeah. Is the child out there?
He's in the room with her.
That's what I'm saying. So, well, she can go with the child?
He's gonna stay with him and she's.
Whatever.
coming in.
He said he would get her. I didn't know if he was gonna stay with the child or if we needed her to do it.
What's that?
Go ahead.
You can go ahead.
Yeah.
Ask Jody to come in.
Do you want to stay out? Hold on, let me ask you.
In other words, you stay with Roman and we get Jody. to
Right, that's
come
what I'm
in.
doing.
No donuts. I had one yesterday. No donuts. Yeah, you don't get to see Roman. I cut it out, but he is
You graduated from undergraduate.
outstandingly cute. He is smaller than you think he is. A tiny little boy. He looks more 7 than 9. And he came right over, hugged Guy, hugged his mom, and then Grandma said, "You want to go hug Dad?" He went over and hugged Dad. I don't know if he went over to hug Andrea with an A, but he did go from here in this general direction, but he was leaving the court. Well, there's no thing there. Anyway, he was so cute. He was just the cutest little thing.
You're not in law school yet?
Yes.
Oh, okay, very well. Come around here, please, now to the witness stand. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give in the case now in hearing be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Put your hand down now, please, ma'am.
Hi, Miss Holton. I don't know if you remember me.
I do.
You do? Okay. Do you mind if I call you Jody or would you prefer that I
I
call you?
prefer
Miss Holton?
Jody.
You prefer Jody? Okay, perfect. All right. Well, I'll try to keep this as brief as humanly possible. Okay. So you went with Mr. Guy Holton to pick up Roman from Haltom. I keep doing that. To go pick up Roman from school?
Yes,
Okay. All right. And during the ride from school here to actually being in the building, were there any discussions had about today's proceeding or what may or may not come out in court today?
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
We told him that the judge may want to speak with him privately.
Okay, but he didn't ask any questions and you didn't provide any kind of responses as far as what may potentially be asked?
No, we couldn't do that.
Okay, all right, well, what about over the weekend? Was anything at all indicated, let's say from Sunday when you guys got him to this morning?
No,
No? Okay. Was anything said to Guy
not to my knowledge.
with respect to this
That-
court proceeding?
Explains a
just that we
lot
were
with
coming.
me.
Okay.
He
And,
said that his daddy had mentioned it to him.
okay, and aside from that, what responses did you provide or did Guy provide or did Paige provide with respect to what conversation may or may not have happened between Roman and Robert?
All I know is that he said his daddy said that after today, he would be coming to live with them.
Okay.
I don't know his
All right, but
name.
were you
or
present when that
address.
conversation happened?
No, Roman told me that.
Okay, so Roman mentioned it to you. He didn't mention it to Guy. He didn't mention it to Paige. He mentioned it to you.
I guess. I
Okay.
don't know if I'm the only one or not,
Okay, all right. And during the course
honestly.
of that conversation, what did you respond when you heard that from Roman?
I said, well, we're going to court tomorrow and the judge will decide that.
At any point in time, did you mention to him that he may not have to, that he was told that he was, let me withdraw that. I completely botched that question. During the course of your conversation with Roman, did you at any point in time tell him or allude that he was never going to see you or Paige or Guy again?
No,
Okay. All right.
I
And
Did
don't
now,
you
think that would
allude?
be the case.
Are you
anyway.
sure you didn't allude
do you
at all?
believe that in the event this court awards Mr. Robert Amazon custody of Roman, that he would continue to allow him to have contact with you and Guy?
I would certainly hope so, and I would expect him to.
All right, you guys, as far as parenting is concerned, you've commended my client for making purchases and just being for Eva, your granddaughter,
Mhm.
and being present for Roman and just generally being a good dad. Have you not?
Yes.
Beverly, I found a new husband because the Australian guy is so far away. There's this third baseman on the Philadelphia Phillies called Bohm. I think it's Bohm. I know his name. And he has a job. So I haven't heard him speak yet. I hope he has an accent. We'll see someday.
Okay. All right. And you have no reason to believe that his home poses any kind of danger to Roman.
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Now, do you remember we had a deposition in Mr. Cook's office in August of 2023, Miss
Sure.
Jody? All right. And in that course of that deposition, do you recall me asking you questions about Paige not having a job and just not basically being unemployed for several years?
Mhm.
Okay. And at one point in
Yes,
time, thank you. At one point in time, I even went as far as asking you, well, do you find that problematic? And do you remember what your response was?
I don't.
You don't? Let me see if I can refresh your memory here. Let me find the
I
page.
think she needs to have a job.
I've been flip-flopping in these documents. Hang on. You were, prior to her arrest in the last 30 days, you are aware that she had a meth issue several years back,
Yes.
correct? And had you and or Guy asked her to submit to drug screens to make sure she wasn't
Not in years.
not in years? Okay. And do you find it concerning and problematic that she got arrested for trafficking methamphetamine?
I
Thank
do,
you,
but I
Cheryl.
think there's a lot more
Thank
to
you.
that than we're being told so far.
Okay.
I don't think that all the truth has come out.
And have you, what happened on the day in question when she got arrested for
Vaguely.
vaguely? Okay. Do you happen to ask her, hey, what happened? You got charged with trafficking meth? Did you ask her?
I didn't ask her if she was trafficking meth, no.
Okay. What was, you found out she got arrested for methamphetamine related charges and you saw her walk in the door. What was your first comment or question to her when she walked in the door?
I was glad to see her.
What was your first comment or question when she walked in the door?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't
No, I
remember?
was pretty emotional.
You're emotional? Okay. Do you believe that poses an issue with respect to her having custody of Roman?
Well, of course,
Okay. Do you believe she should have custody of Roman?
I do.
Despite the fact that she had an ongoing meth issue and now apparently she's trafficking the drug and potentially selling it to the folks of Emmanuel County, if not Southeast Georgia?
Number one, it's not an ongoing problem, okay? And I am still not sure about the validity of the charges. I believe someone
So you
else,
think the truth will come out? What do you think that truth will be?
pardon me?
What do you think that truth will be? What do you think it is?
I don't believe they were hers. I believe they were the gentleman, I'll loosely use that,
And who was he?
who was with her.
And who was he?
All I know is the name was John Mosby. That's
So what
all.
makes you think they're his instead of her?
He was with her.
Was
And
it
she
her?
was with him,
Pardon me?
and she was with him in
In our car.
your car with the firearm allegedly under the seat of where she was sitting. And two syringes
And it was
loaded
under
with,
the
and
seat.
two syringes loaded with what appeared to be methamphetamine. Two people, two syringes.
Maybe taking them to somebody else too. See,
Who-
there's
who
so
was-
many
Who was
unknowns.
driving?
She was.
Okay.
As far as I know,
Yeah, okay, all
I
right.
would think since it was our car, she would be driving.
This is where legal would type in chat. The woman is cruising down the Nile or something like that, but he's not here, so I did it for him. Oh, Monica did it for him. Monica, you're such a good friend to legal fiction.
All right, go ahead.
to your knowledge, has she had a conversation with Guy Haltom about what transpired on the day in question, Jody?
I think they probably have.
Okay.
I don't know for sure.
Okay. Do you know if she made any admissions as to guilt?
No.
Is that, you didn't have any kind of discussions with your husband about what was said pertaining to the charges?
No,
Did you just not ask?
pretty much.
Out of fear and concern that you weren't going to like the answer that you were given, whether that be from Paige or from Guy?
Well, I believe they have a different relationship than we do. And if Guy wanted to share with me, he would. But they, we all respect each other's privacy in our home. What's that?
You respect each other's no, so let me ask this. So you're aware of these charges pending against her.
Yes.
And you know she has a history of using methamphetamines.
In the past.
Okay. And there were 2 syringes found in the vehicle at the time of her arrest of 29 plus grams of meth.
I thought it was on the ground.
Okay. And despite that, would you still allow your grandson to ride in a vehicle with her, knowing that information?
Yes.
Okay. You wouldn't have any doubt or any hesitation or any concern that maybe she is in fact using, and maybe you should look out for the best interest of your grandson because he is in fact 9 and he's not in a position, let's say comparatively speaking to an adult, to say, hey, I'm scared, I'm nervous, and she might be DUI. She might be under the influence.
Okay. I don't have that concern. I think I know her better than that. I don't think she would risk his safety or Eva's or mine.
And up to the date that she got arrested for trafficking meth, did you think she was using meth or
No.
actively involved with any kind of drug use?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Did you think that she was involved with anyone that was involved in the criminal realm of?
I'm sure she probably knows some people.
So you were aware that she was associating with people?
It's not what I said.
Okay.
I said, I'm sure she probably knows some people.
Okay.
I didn't say I knew she was associating with
So,
them.
well, then I'll ask again.
Good.
Were you aware that she was associated with people that were either pushing, transporting methamphetamine or any other kind of narcotic, selling it or using it?
Using it, maybe.
Okay.
But I don't know who.
All right. So how did you know that she was associating with people that were using drugs?
Oh, I didn't say I knew, but
You assumed that she was.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Why did you assume that she was associating with people that were using drugs?
Because almost everybody out there her age seems to be, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's an epidemic.
But you just indicated by your own admission that Mr. Robert Amazon doesn't have an issue in his home, and then you had, so everybody doesn't include Mr. Amazon. Clearly.
Okay, no.
No.
But I know that he has used, or have been told that he's used before.
Okay. All right. And this is the first time that you're bringing it up now. You didn't bring it up in your deposition when I asked you.
Well, I think we're getting a little, I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. All right. Now, getting back to the question that I was asking you about financials.
Oh, excuse me. That would have been hearsay anyway, right?
Okay. All right. Perfect, Ms. Jody. Thank you so much. All right. So as far as your question is, the question that I asked you at the deposition, do you think she, that being Paige, has grown complacent with remaining there in that house because she has you and your husband footing the bill for living and also giving her what is honestly amounts to an allowance for her use? And you said, yes, possibly. Do you find it problematic with her being able to be self-sufficient in the event something, God forbid, happens to you or your husband? And your response was what? That we're enabling her? Is that what you're asking? And I said, yes. And you said, in a sense, yes, but I think it's in her best interest. Do you remember testifying to that?
Kind of, yeah.
You do? Okay. So how would that be in your daughter's best interest?
Because she does have us as a backup.
She has you as a backup. So
Mhm.
let's just, to flesh it out for the court, let's just assume we're all, like my boss likes to say, we're all, ticking time bomb. At some point, we're all going to pass away, right? So let's just assume you pass away and Guy passes away. You are her source of income, her source of food. You guys bailed her out when she got, picked up for trafficking. And frankly, aside from getting food stamps from the government, you guys have been giving her everything, including an allowance so she can drive around. Heck, you've even let her borrow the car that she used to traffic these drugs. So with all that in mind, let's assume that you and Guy, something happens to you guys. How's that going to impact her as far as being able to be self-sufficient, being able to provide for herself, and more importantly, provide for this child?
Well, we have a will.
So it's okay because she's going to inherit your property? Is that what you're indicating?
It's not what I'm saying, but I don't think both of us are going to die at the same time anyway. But hopefully she has been putting some applications in, and we're hoping that she will.
So her last job was in 2014, and she has been, from what I understand, trying to seek employment since 2014. It's 2024, 10 years.
I think her job was actually after 2014. I think her memory might be wrong on that.
Mistestified to this judge then, okay?
Not intentionally.
Okay, by mistake. She misstated, okay? So based on that, so for 10 years, if not a little less, she has gone to school for 2.5 years. And then aside from that, she hasn't sought employment this entire period of time outside of that 2.5-year window. Is there something wrong with her as far as being able to get a job? Because I'm trying to understand, why is it taking her so long to get a job to be able to provide for her son?
I don't know.
You don't know? Have you pushed that issue with her? Have you tried discussing it?
We have. We've
Okay.
encouraged her, and she does odd jobs periodically, like cleaning homes, and
All right.
she's good at that.
Would you agree with me, Jody, that Guy has purchased clothing, he's purchased school items, he's purchased Easter baskets for not only Roman, but Eva as well?
Guy.
You said Guy.
I'm sorry, Robert. I'm so sorry.
I
Thank
was
you.
thrown too. Yes, he has.
Okay.
April used to do it. And then after he married Andrea, I think one time when Roman, right after they were, I don't know what the occasion was, but I did ask if they would just include Eva a little, because Eva's father's in Kansas,
All right. So as far as, Mr. Cook and Miss Tipton Downey have made it a point to harp on this with all of our witnesses. But as far as financial support, he's given items, he's purchased items for the benefit and for the use of Roman. The only difference is he hasn't actively given you guys a $200 check and said, here.
We never asked for child support before. We didn't ask for it last time. Judge Reeves granted it.
Okay.
We didn't ask for it.
Okay, that's fine. But back to my question. So he has purchased items for the
Yes.
use and benefit, but he just hasn't given you guys a check.
That's
That's the
correct.
only difference. And that has been the entire time Roman has been alive, correct?
On and off.
Okay. Throughout his entire life, correct?
On and off.
So that would be a yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, all right, perfect. How much contact have you had with Andrea Almazan?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot? Okay.
But we're friendly enough when we see each other. But
Okay. And you guys saw each other recently at some sort of school function. What was it? The prayer at the flag pole?
I didn't go to that.
Okay, one of the school events that happened recently.
That was just the other day. Yeah,
It-
she was there. Robert had led us to believe that he was there, but even Roman Booth said only Andrea was.
Okay, all right. And whenever and I'm assuming you've seen Andrea socialize with Roman, have you not?
I don't know when I would have had the opportunity.
Well, at school functions, she attends school functions just like Robert does, correct?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. And in those instances, obviously, the reason why you're there is for Roman. So I assume
course.
Roman has, okay, so you've gotten a chance to see Roman socialize with,
I guess. I'm trying to think when I have seen her. I mean, I know she has, but like we were supposed to meet last Thursday. And they asked, or Robert asked or said that he would meet us in the parking lot at 9:30 to go for meeting the teachers. Well, we got there about 9:25 and waited in the parking lot. And finally, about 9:35, I texted him and said, we're going in, second floor, Mrs. O'Neill. And I got a text back, oh, we were already there. We went early and met both teachers because we had to go to work.
Okay.
But we specifically waited in the parking lot because they were going to meet us. That's not what you asked me at all. I'm sorry.
we have nothing further for this witness, Judge.
Okay, you may step down.
Thank you.
Anything else from the plaintiff?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cook?
Judge, I don't have any witnesses to call.
All right. Ms. Harrington Downey?
Yes, sir.
All righty then. There you go, see? Argument?
We can jump into argument, Judge. I didn't know if Your Honor was going to go ahead and go speak to Roman.
Yeah, I guess I need to do that first, yeah. You step to the restroom, somebody bring the child to my office right in there.
Okay. I'll let somebody else handle that.
Yeah, whoever.
Second floor.
Um,
Do you need me to come with you, Judge?
Can I frame that? You can post that on our webs, on my. I have. I've known her since I was a baby. Yeah, I've known her since she saw me in my offer years when I was like 70.
I left this part in so you can see this lawyer's face. Because we don't see her face. And she looks way different than I thought she would. See?
Did you notice in what his teacher said? It said, I got married to my husband.
Said there was a possibility.
So-and-so.
Doesn't she look different than you thought she would?
I assumed you got married to your husband.
Yeah.
And it was, we were representing the same guy. They were needing, I think he was representing.
Okay. So he's going in to talk to Roman now. And then tomorrow he comes out and gives his verdict. And it's awesome. I love it. I love it. It's not at all what anybody is thinking, by the way. And you know what? Nobody can Google it to see what the ending is because only I have this. Oh man, what if like something terrible happens to me and like you guys never hear the verdict? Let's just hope happens. All right, so next we have Judge Fleischer, and we got the entire docket today. All the whole entire docket because it was a slow day for him. But he looks so good. And there's a gross guy coming up. He's only up, I don't know. I'm like 5 minutes, maybe. I don't know. I didn't time it. Nope, I can't tell you now because it'll spoil the judge. The judge is the star of the show. And I can't play it today because it's another 30 minutes. And then we wouldn't get to see Judge Fleischer at all. And guess who's in Judge Fleischer's courtroom? Guess who's in there today? Melissa. But guess what? No one wants the camera on Melissa. There's a new rule. I bet I know why, because she's so gorgeous. No one was looking at the judge. So the clerk, that's a new word. Court clerks aren't allowed to have cameras on them. But Melissa's the one that told us about the fire. Courtroom was lit yesterday. Melissa. Oh, now Fozzie pretends he's here when Melissa comes. Melissa, did you start a fire yesterday? Did you start a fire in the courtroom? Did you want to go home that bad? Gosh, Victoria's not back yet. That's it. I'm out of here, guys. Guess what? No, Banana Lady is not in today. Right, Linus? However, wait, I don't want to get my days mixed up. Will is in today, right? Or was that just yesterday? Listen, I don't remember. But Linus, I have to work a double today. Maiko, I have to work a double today. So I have to be at work at 11. Judge Fleischer's court starts at like 10:15. So I have to get ready for work. The roof is on fire. We don't need no one. So I won't be able to join Judge Fleischer's courtroom today, and Victoria comes back, and I won't be there because I'll be at work. Yeah. So make sure you I deleted one text yesterday from whoever it was. I can't remember. Make sure that you delete them today too. Oh no. Did you use your hammer yet, Maiko? I'm going to go in there and say damn and then see if you delete it. You might not be able to, though. I'm going to go on an alternate account and say damn, just let you delete a text. Just don't ban me. All right, time for Judge Fleischer, guys. Oh, wait. Someone asked security. Security, did you really leave because you asked who my husband was in Australia? He's right here,
Claim, Your
baby.
Honour, is in paragraph 12 of the statement of claim, which I'll just seek to summarise.
I just want to
The
hear him
effect
say
of the
iron.
claim is that Dr. Kolajesic began research and development into what's known as ionic liquid.
Yes,
R&D.
love. Isn't he cute? Okay. Judge Fleischer.
Hey, hi, Rand. What's new, man? Which is good. Now put your purse here. Are you Miss Castillon Perez?
So you see how the camera is at the jury box right now? All right. Trey and Melissa sit here, and then sometimes that Steven guy, the other Steven guy, not that Steven guy. Security, find him for me and ship him over. So they don't want the clerks to be on camera, judge said. So the camera's way over here. But don't worry, not all heroes wear capes. And we're going to have a hero soon.
Yes. Ma'am, you're charged with tampering with a government record. This is an interesting one. Let me see. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, ma'am. Okay, good morning, lawyer.
Good morning. On August 6th, 2024, officers on patrol in Harris County, Texas, observed a vehicle with a Texas temporary tag. The officer ran the temporary tag through the TCIC and CIC system. Officer conducted a traffic stop, and upon contact with the defendants, she advised them that she obtained the plate from an unknown person on Facebook and placed it on her vehicle. Itself appeared fictitious in that the applied security features were not present. Fictitious plate had the vehicle's information, such as the year, make, as well as the correct VIN number. However, she had a no return in the RTS database. Officers
She said she got it where? On Facebook? Is that what-
Officers concluded that the defendant purchased the fictitious registration and plate off of Facebook and placed out for the vehicle.
Okay, Ms. Castillo and Perez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen? Okay, do you have a Texas driver license? Can you run your license, Logan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have liability insurance in your name? You are not allowed to do this anymore. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to drive any vehicle that's not legally registered. If you're caught driving or you pick up a new case, I will revoke your bond. I will put you in jail.
Where am I gonna grow my corn?
You will not get any more PR bonds. I don't know if your immigration status is true or not, and quite frankly, it doesn't matter. If you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will put a detainer on you. You will be stuck in custody until all of these cases are over with, and then you will be headed to immigration. Do you understand?
The license is eligible, Your Honor.
Okay. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm not putting any conditions on her. So we'll just have her sign a reset and then she'll be on her way. Please, ma'am. We will give you time. You need to hire a lawyer. It would probably behoove you to find one that also does immigration as well, because this can have immigration implications on you. We will give you 30 days, and when you come back, please have a lawyer.
Victoria's getting ready for work right now. Victoria's coming back to work
Who's your lawyer, ma'am?
today.
Does she have a lawyer, please?
I'm not sure who it is. Remember that attorney that comes in here, they have an office out of Austin and all that? That's the folder she has. And I can't remember the
Melissa, it's top of page 3.
She's too
That's the one.
excited. She's up and ready.
Good morning.
the Mission firm. MATIAN, Mission.
Okay.
firm.
I don't see anything signed on either.
They have not filed any documents to represent you. So you need to let them know that they need to file documents to the effect that they're going to represent you. You want to have her just wait a bit, Ramona? You want to have her just wait a bit? Perhaps they'll show up.
The next one is Mr. Ruiz. Ruiz on 17, you can be our next one.
Okay.
Ruiz. I'm sorry, Rivas, excuse me. You know, I had an R and I know it's on 17.
Excuse me, what chat? We're here to watch court videos. Gosh.
Are you Luis Rivas?
Yes.
Mr. Rivas, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
In this case, on, excuse me, July 7th, 2024, defendant got home late from work and complainant's wife and defendant had a verbal argument to which defendant told the complainant to shut up and leave him alone. When complainant did it, defendant pushed her, causing her to fall and land against the bed frame, then onto the floor, striking her forehead twice, which caused pain. Witness, who's their child, broke up the fight between the defendant and the complainant. After having heard loud arguing and complainant tell the witness that she was just struck in the head by the defendant with a belt. Officers observed complainant to have red bruise on her forehead from being assaulted by the leather belt. Officers observed the complainant to be nervous and worrying about the defendant going to jail because he was a sole provider.
Mr. Rivas, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Are you a United States citizen?
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué le pasa si va a la cárcel? I don't know.
Think,
Yes, sir.
are you in this country with or without permission? What happens if you go to jail?
We get deported.
Right.
Yes.
You know how long you'll sit in jail to wait for that to happen?
Yeah, para que eso suceda en la cárcel.
6 to 9 months.
6 a 9.
You wait first until this case is over with, and then you will get shipped off to immigration. That'll take a couple weeks, and then you will sit in immigration detention for the next 6 to 9 months, waiting for them to do whatever they're going to do. They're so backed up, you get in line and you just wait your turn. That's what you have waiting for you if you go to jail. Mr. Rivas, I will protect every single person of this county, of this state, country. If I find that you violate any of these conditions, I will put you in jail. And if you're unlucky enough, you're going to be there for an extremely long time. Do you understand?
Yes.
You are not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. And I will issue a protective order ensuring that she's a protected individual, that you cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. You are not allowed to threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you violate the protective order, the state can and will file an additional case against you, which is a violation of a protective order. And I'm telling you, that's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You violate conditions on those and I can hold you in jail, 0 bond, where you don't get out. At this point, we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I will have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. After that, I'm gonna have you take your seat in the jury box while I get your bond conditions ready. We will have you sign it and then you will be on your way. You are walking on extremely thin ice. If that ice breaks, your butt's gonna freeze. Do you understand? Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I see that he has a lawyer. So you're gonna just do a regular reset and we'll have him wait for Edmund. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Is that it?
Now I got one more, Machino Santos on page 13.
Okay.
Machino Santos.
Mancheno Santos.
Good morning.
Mr. Mancheno Santos, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you can afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On August 7th, officers initiated a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas. After observing a vehicle failing to stop at a designated stopping point at a traffic light. While speaking with the male passenger, the defendant, officer detected an odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle. Officer conducted a frisk of the defendant and felt a hard bottle-like object inside of his pants. Defendant allowed officer to retrieve the item. Upon retrieving the small bottle, it was found to be labeled Pharmagram, which is a generic form of Xanax. Defendant also had a small clear plastic baggie containing green leafy substance, which officer recognized to be marijuana. The Xanax was found to weigh 0.7 grams and the marijuana was found to weigh 2.7 grams.
Did you say he was pulled over? What did you say?
He was a passenger, the driver was pulled over.
And he consented to a search.
He was frisked and then he consented to the object being taken out of his pants.
The-
22. Can I say something?
Do not.
I
No.
just,
The only thing I want to know is what you're doing in life at this point.
I'm doing life. I just got a new job, and my daughter just started school, so I'm setting better goals for myself.
Melissa, have a great day at work. Have a good day at work.
Sure. Sorry, what?
So I just started a new job, and my daughter just started school, so I'm starting to set new goals for myself. I'm starting to look at life different. My daughter just started school on Monday.
I believe that.
Yeah.
So, since 2021, possession of a controlled substance. In 22, aggravated assault of a family member, ×2. Again, possession of a controlled substance, this time a second-degree felony. 3 months ago, you picked up an evading arrest with me, and I had to revoke your bond at least on 3 different occasions because of one reason or the other. And now you've picked up a possession of a controlled substance, another one. Yeah, I believe you that life's going around. I'm sending you for a drug test right now. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. I will appoint your lawyer. You must come back. I'm going to make your bond so high, your head will be spinning 50 miles an hour. Do you understand? All right. Can you reach out to the Mac for Mr. Mancheno, please? And then I want to send up a drug test and we'll have him come right back. You're out of the way, okay? Well.
Yes, sir. Morning. Very Johnny Cash today. Mr. Patel, back on docket today.
Is he in custody?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Hi, Will.
How is Mr. Patel?
Hi. Will.
But he's probably
Chat. Shh.
not great.
Will's on.
Good.
I know.
That makes
Legal, Monica got your back.
me happy. Good.
Oh, it makes me happy.
No, not in a barbaric or in a obtuse sense, but in the sense where we need him to know we mean business, right? And he still is of the opinion that he just can do whatever he wants to do. Did you get the file from Mr. Patel? It's just too soon? Okay. When do you think? They always, every time we take him into custody, they always repopulate the next day. So that's why he's here now.
Well, we reset from Monday to Wednesday. So
Okay.
Yeah, we wanted to come back and address phone and talk about everything else. But we did discuss things. So we do have some insight.
Okay.
So he's thinking for a change, and then as of.
It didn't work.
They had no control and SOP because of the continued marijuana case. He did provide the probation officer a prescription for the marijuana, but the motion was filed mainly because.
Where is everybody getting these prescriptions for marijuana? Where's everybody getting these prescriptions?
They are legit. I've seen a couple. They are legitimate.
Apparently leafydoc.com that provides Texas online medical cards.
What is it?
Leafydoc.com.
Leafy.com. And what, under what parameters do you get one? I got a headache? I've got a headache.
I know when they first started, it was PTSD for veterans, but I don't know after that.
It looks like it's a telehealth thing, like how you can go to Ozempic over the thing without checking your weight.
Ozempic.
It looks like.
Man, everybody's taking Ozempic, huh?
And it basically explains, like, I mean,
Does he have a tie
No,
on?
no, come on.
I don't know if he has a tie on. I can't tell.
I mean, it's in the code, like, it's legit, it's in the code, and just what's criteria for what qualifies, and what doesn't qualify, but, I know that, like, read like Rick Perry's big advocate for us.
Yeah.
Veterans health and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but, sorry to
And, you know, Abbott's made it known that not over his,
Well, they started it with veterans, and then it kind of just expanded.
Is he wearing a suit?
I must emphasize, I get all the calls, like.
I
the
really
lawyer,
do
get all the
not
calls
see a
with
suit.
him. Is this legal? Because, I'm like, I don't want. Anyway.
Yeah, I know it's weird, but it's new, but it's legit.
we still, as a condition of probation, are saying don't use. That's it. I don't care what card you have from where. That's
Yeah,
it.
he let me know he was trying to get this and was saying, if I do get it, could we ask judge to take that off my conditions of probation? And I was like, I don't know. I'll certainly ask, but let's, get the card first and this whole thing happens. So it's kind of null and void. But just to give the court some insight, I had a long talk with him before we came in the other day. And apparently Mr. Patel was prescribed Xanax through a doctor for several years. And he became addicted to it. And
The
so he
big
took
guy?
himself off his
That's Will.
I can't do this, it's not good for me. That's when he started using marijuana, right? And that's been an issue with him. And he had the Xanax with him that I think was like a off-brand or generic kind of thing. And he's just self-medicating. I think he has a benzo addiction that he's trying to figure out at his age, which is awful. So I was going to ask if we could T-Raz him, try to get some help.
You read my mind.
Steve has him. Yes.
Great. Good job, Story. You're amazing. I think that's what we need to do. Let's get him TRAS. Let's see what they assess, and I'm gonna read the report,
yes.
so hopefully he's honest. If he's not honest, please let him know. I'm gonna send him right back to do another one. And this time it might be a week away. So let him know when they go interview him, please be honest. And depending on what they say, we can do.
Well, I believe he had Xanax in his wallet. He was taking it.
I don't know anything about that.
Did you hear about that? Yeah, he had Xanax here. We took it. They're not gonna charge him with it, I don't think. They have it, they have it in evidence, but I don't know if they're gonna charge.
I was like, the court not know about that, but.
Stephen went back
I was
there.
a lot of bad about
Stephen went back there, tried to scare him.
As to the issue of bond, I think he currently has two $10,000 bond set on these. I was gonna ask to have those reduced today. It sounds like we have a TRAS scheduled for in custody.
I'm not doing anything until we do the TRAS. Based on what the TRAS says, we'll talk and see, because it's only to tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's get it done tomorrow. Let's see what they say. We'll try to expedite the report, so hopefully we can get the report within the next day as well. So we're not waiting too long. Hey, Gary.
Friday? That's not too soon. Friday?
No, you think we can get the report back by Friday, Shadori?
Okay. All right, that's great.
Please let him know, be honest, because if he says that he doesn't have a drug or alcohol problem, I'm gonna send him right back to do.
He picked stuff from it though.
So we know, he knows, you know. So if that report says that he told us he doesn't have a drug or alcohol problem, then. Yeah.
I open my big mouth. Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thanks, Will.
I just noticed he had a beard too.
I know, and
When did he get a
I
beard?
want to, but not too soon. All the ducks have to be in a row, and then when we know we have
And a head.
a path for him to follow, that's when we take the baby steps for him to do. Sure. The new case?
This is a new case, but this is not an arraignment.
What's the cause number?
Cause number is 24-07-916.
Yeah, do you mind having that come up?
Yes. Second appearance.
I
1
enjoy
week.
the lighter colored
We're
pants
sending it to
much
investigator
better.
to get the restitution amount because they can't get a hold of it. We're sending her for a TRAS now. We're coming back next week just to see what the restitution is. You can waive her appearance for next week. And then come back next week. If they don't have the restitution amount, we move forward without that. And then we just, at that point, probably set it off 2 weeks for you guys to get the interlock and the TRAS and the DA fee and stuff. Good morning, Ms. Garza. Tell me what's going on with you.
Hi,
I was
Lisi.
under the impression that it would be a little less expensive to hire an attorney, but I only get 2,000 about a month, and I don't believe I'll be able to afford one, and I wanted,
Have you spoken to any lawyers?
yes, sir,
How many have you spoken to?
about 3 to 4.
Okay,
They all offered me about the same price, and I'm not confident that I'll be able to make those payments with my bills and rent already being very high with what.
how old are you? Where do you live?
I live in Humble, Texas with relatives,
So who do you live with exactly?
my cousin and her wife and my daughter.
Okay, so they're older, I would imagine.
One is 28 and the other is about 29 to 30.
You guys live in a house.
A home, we split the payment 3 ways,
How much are you paying a month?
with the bills included or without the bills?
Everything.
About, I would say 1,200, 11 to 1,200.
You guys living in the mansion?
No.
About 4,000, it's that you're paying for nearly $4,000 a month for a house?
The mortgage, no, well, the mortgage is 800 per person, so it is 2,400. Apart from that, my light bill was about 130 this month. So we also have the water and gas, and all of the bills add up to about, 1,100.
Checks out to
What
me.
do you
That
do for a
checks
living?
out.
I was an events coordinator, but now I am a cider, at the same job at Bishop Cider,
Where?
at Bishop Cider.
Rebecca, they're looking for an events coordinator at Bishop Cider, apparently. Rebecca.
Well, do you have the case pulled up?
Yes, yes, sir, I do.
Looks like we have her on an FSGI from 2022.
Yes, sir.
In the interim, it looks like that may have been a 2B where she may or may have not known about, well, she knew it's an FSGI, so you know that.
Well, it was a 2B. She didn't stay on scene. So
The way that we actually got her is she picked up a DWI with a child.
Right, Judge.
What happened in that case?
It was discharged. I don't see, let me see the case notes.
Why?
Man.
I'm sure, Judge, because honestly, looks fine. But let me see, the PC looks fine, but let me read through the no PC.
So it looks like there is PC because I'm seeing here that they found no PC for some
I do see
reason.
that they find the.
Okay, Pavel, please just read this. Okay. We have issues with people reading probable cause in this courtroom. Can you just read this? Okay. I mean, like, just skim it first. See if there's any big words that might get you stuck. And then start reading nice and slow and easy. Okay, here we go.
See next page for bail order. They'll give a reason here.
Oh, he's not going to read probable cause out
Magistrate
loud.
or,
Magistrate, yes, sir. Courtney Julian. So, Magistrate. I don't see any notes. I'll email the prosecutor on it, but I do see it's since a grand jury, so that we're indicative of anything probably gonna get indicted. Do we have here?
Yeah, I'm looking to see what conditions, if any, we put on her. Ma'am, do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
Do you have liability insurance? I'll appoint your lawyer, ma'am.
I noticed that
You
too.
just want to go ahead, take a seat for me in the box. We'll have you talk to here someone shortly. Okay, I already have an application on file.
So I can give Ramona the
Yeah.
case number. But I'll give you just
Gary, how, to what do we owe the honor?
Apparently I didn't include the part. Steve G, this guy right here. Steve G came up and fixed the camera, guys.
Well, he just got that.
I put him in custody because he tested positive for fentanyl.
So this is what I do. I'm heading to my meeting.
Carl's here with a proper Texas accent.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
Because we might be able to do some mistakes before school. And I'll make sure we get the evaluation.
Please.
How long you be here for judge?
Noon. 12:15 at the max.
Get back. If I don't, I get back.
Tomorrow, yeah. Hi, Carl.
Morning, Your Honor.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for helping us out.
Judge, this is Norman McHale, and we're here with the interpreter. McHale's the last name.
Good morning, Ms. McHale.
Good morning, Your Honor. خليكي جنبي هنا عشان بس اسمع.
And you were charged with theft.
انت في اتهام موجه ضدك بالسرقة.
You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
6 شهور في السجن و$2000 غرامة.
You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 6-month deferred. It is a type of probation that if you successfully complete, you will not end up with a conviction on your record.
انت هيكون طبعا ده الاتهام.
For you to successfully complete this, you must do an anti-theft class. You must also perform 15 hours of community service.
15 ساعة في الخدمة الاجتماعية هتقضيها. هنشرحها لك بعدين.
You understand?
هل تفهمي هذا الأمر؟
I didn't explain to her about community service, Judge.
I will, look, I'll make, Carl, I'll make you a deal. We can have her do some kind of English learning classes in lieu of the.
ممكن تكون خدمة.
That way she learns how to speak English and write. It's up to her.
هو بيكون الأمر متروك ليكي. بيبقى في 15 ساعة خدمة اجتماعية بتقدم في أي مكان، ممكن في كنيسة، في أي مؤسسة خيرية، حاجة كده ما تخافيش منها.
You can either go pick up trash on the side of the road.
خدمات اجتماعية مجتمعية زي مثلا جمع.
You can learn how to read and write English.
كتيرة يعني في حاجات كتيرة للخدمة الاجتماعية. فالأمر ده 15 ساعة بتخلصيها وده جزء من الاتفاق.
I will tell you, ma'am, from now on, you will be facing a minimum of 30 days if you pick up any new cases. So I would be very careful. This also can impact any immigration issues that you may have. If you are not a United States citizen and if you apply, I will tell you that a first theft conviction, most times they will give you a pass. If you have multiple thefts for immigration purposes, it's a killer. Okay. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement, ma'am. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You can also give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. If you do not live up to the terms of this agreement, for example, if you do not do your anti-theft class within time, if you pick up another new case, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I will put you in jail. The only thing that we're going to talk about when I bring you out is whether you violated this probation. And if you do, you're looking at 180 days in jail. You understand the consequence.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where is this from, Carl?
Macy's.
Okay, I would also like no contact with Macy's for 6 months, please.
I've already explained that to the judge.
Okay, so it's a 6-month deferred
6 شهور حكم مؤجل.
anti-theft class,
درس فيه اللي هي عدد
15 hours of community service,
12 ساعة خدمة.
but that will be waived if she takes, classes. Okay,
يعني
and no contact with Macy's.
15 hours community service or take English classes, 1 to 2. If you don't want to do the 15 hours, then you take English classes.
لو انت مش عايزه تعملي ال
Makes
15
sense.
ساعه ممكن تاخدي دوره تدريبيه في اللغه الانجليزيه.
Okay.
تمام؟
This is part of the agreement. You must do this.
يعني تاخدي حاجه منهم. Okay.
You understand?
فاهمه؟
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any questions?
عندك اي اسئله ثانيه؟ خلاص ما
You
هو
don't
قال
have to
تاخد
do community service
بيقول
as
لي
long as
مش
you take
لازم
English
لو
classes.
خدتي درس دوره تدريبيه في الانجليزيه مش محتاجه تاخدي اللي هي الخدمه الاجتماعيه 15 ساعه. تمام؟
I want you to learn English. That's it.
على الاقل بيقول لك
I'm willing to waive the community service if you take classes to learn.
خدتي
That's
درس
it.
في ال 15 ساعه. خلاص؟ ماشي؟ Yes.
Do you have any more questions?
عندك أي أسئلة تانية؟
Now is the time to ask if you have any questions.
دلوقتي لو عندك أي سؤال وجهيه للقاضي، ما عندكيش خلاص.
Look, you can also, later on, if you have more questions, you can ask Carl and you can also hold it later.
وهو بيشرح.
Shatoya is our probation officer. She's great. She will also help you out with any kind of questions you have.
برضه ست ممتازة وممكن تساعدك في أي شيء وترد.
How do you plead to the offense of theft, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I will not find you guilty, ma'am. I will withhold it.
هيصدر.
All you have to do are a couple things and you will be done with this. Just, I hope that you remember this so that
إنك تتذكري.
it doesn't happen again.
تمام؟ Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Carl.
John, I just took away one comment, but the chat bumped up and I hit the wrong button, but I undid it. But that comment's still gone.
Good morning, Mr. Phillips. Good morning, sir. Mr. Phillips, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. What are we doing?
Melissa's not even working. And look, who did that to him? I mean, Victoria's not even working, and look, who did that to him? It would be Melissa. We were blaming Victoria for getting Subway Guy that whole time, and it was Melissa the whole time. Now we know.
Okay, is it 3-2, 3-1?
Punishment.
Also, real quick, Casey, I know you're still lurking, but we still know you're here. Hi, Casey.
6 months in jail and $2,000
Got it. Abandon, please. So you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine, but you guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 4, so that you're done with this case today and you've extinguished our jail time. The problem is that you have 2 open felony cases and you have not made bond on those cases yet. So that way you still will not be able to get out. Looks like you have around $25,000 in bonds to make upstairs. And if you can do that, at that point, you'll be released. Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, you can never change this. It will go on your record and it will be there forever. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any cases you pick up.
For any cases you pick up, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Misdemeanor cases.
If you pick up any more cases, it's a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand?
For a misdemeanor, yes.
How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty. I will find you guilty, send you to it. Good luck to you. Take care.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Name is Finn.
I'm staying right here. Yes, sir.
Now, in life, Mr. Stevens, there's almost always a reason for things. It doesn't happen just for nothing. You failed to take a drug test when I ordered you to do it. So I had you come here and I sent you for a drug test. What did you test positive for? Right. You tested positive for cocaine. So I'm now going to revoke your bond and I'm keeping you with me.
John, you're not a
Goes with you.
jerk. We love you.
We will, I guess, speak about where we go next.
Now we know who the coffer is.
Listen to the judge stand right here.
Oh, this guy's gross.
Good morning, Mr. Hardage.
Good morning.
You have to understand that we see a lot of people here, and depending on what type of charge you have, the nature of it, and the count of how many, you may be deemed a small flight risk, a humongous flight risk. I've never met you before, so the only way I get to know you is how you look on paper. All I know is that you're wanted out of the state of Tennessee, and
Yes, Judge, he's wanted out of state of Tennessee for 6 counts of aggravated sexual battery and 2 counts of rape of a child.
so that sounds, it's quite a number of charges, and my fear is that if I give you a bond, you're going to take off and we're not going to see you again. And so as a result, I just don't think it's a wise idea to give you a bond now. I will tell you this, that Tennessee wants you pretty badly, so that they will be here within the next 2 weeks to get you, so that you should be out of here lickety split though. That way you can go up and answer to the charges. And at that point, perhaps they will set you a bond. I don't know.
I understand. I have no other convictions. I do not understand why the seriousness is there in these charges.
It's 2 counts of rape of a child and 6 counts of.
I understand some of that, sir.
Don't talk about
Let's
facts
speak
of the
about
case. It'll be used against you and they will email Tennessee and let them know.
Right. Anything you say now, I've got a bunch of DAs here. Everything you say, they're going to sit there, they're going to type it down and they can use it against you. It's best to, for now, just, what I would do is just don't say anything, save the money that you would be using to get out now and go hire yourself a lawyer to help you out up
I
there.
was hoping that might be possible today with a lawyer with a couple of phone calls. I have one in Tennessee already, so.
I mean, you're welcome to do that. Remember, every phone call you make out of the jail is recorded. So be very careful what you say and who you say it to, because everything is recorded nowadays. No matter where you go, no matter what you're doing, there's cameras and they're eye in the sky everywhere. Okay? I wanted to bring you out to explain to you because it's only fair. It's your cases, so.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. So the disposition is that I continue to wait for 14 days.
Correct. Has he waived?
This one, yeah.
He did waive? So the 14 days started from August 12th.
So that'll be the 27th? Yeah. So you're reset till August. They have till the 27th to come get you.
Okay, the actual waiver was signed Monday night, 10:30.
Yeah, that's the 12th.
That's 12th.
That's the 12th.
Okay.
Right. You have been in contact with Tennessee, Dave?
Just the teletype from our sheriff's office. I personally have not. It's a sealed indictment, so I didn't have any need to get any. They're not.
Okay. Yeah, so they'll be here within the next 2 weeks to come get you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So we'll keep that in place. You're good, okay? All right. Okay, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
This doesn't help you. This doesn't help you. This only hurts you. You testing positive for cocaine. Now you go into custody. Now you're just going to plead guilty. You're going to walk out of here. You think this is going to help? Something's got to give at some point. How old are you? you're using, what do you think, you're 18? Your body is not going to take it for much longer. Something is going to give. Do you understand? So unless you want to be in an early grave, I would be very careful because you don't have the body of an 18-year-old. And at nearly 50 years old, if you're still using cocaine, you're not going to be with us much longer. Either that or you'll end up in prison, which would probably save your life anyways. With your driving record, now what you're doing is you're pleading guilty to this DWI, Mr. Stevens. And as far as I can see, with regards to your criminal history, from 12, no driver's license, another 12, speeding, 13, driving while your license is suspended, 15, driving while your license is suspended, now a DWI. When you get pulled over, what do you think an officer is going to do to you? They're going to harass the heck out of you every single time just because of your record. So if you have the faintest smell of alcohol, the smallest amount of dope, you're going to be right back over here. What we're doing today will not happen again. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? So if you
Legal was born in 1933.
ever get behind the wheel, I wouldn't unless you have a license and insurance, because you are guaranteed a jail sentence anytime you get in the car, if at the minimum you don't have those things. Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accuser. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never undo this. You're pleading guilty. This will go on your record. And it's just another notch on your record to give officers a reason to harass you when they pull you over. Do you understand?
Another
How do you
notch,
plead for
guys.
the offense of driving while intoxicated? But we'll find you guilty. Hey, guys, what are we doing? 3-1? 3 days in jail. Credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 180 days, sir. Do not drive until you get a license. Otherwise, you're going to be back here. And I'm telling you, it's not going to go easy for you. Do you understand, Mr. Stevens? Good luck, sir. Thanks. Thanks, Ralph, for coming.
Mr. Stevens,
Abandon the enhancement.
Mr. Stevens.
All right, Mr. Inman.
Are you gonna-
Your Honor, so I
What
believe,
is the benzo that he's taking? Do you know?
Your Honor, he says he has a prescription.
For what?
I'm not sure.
Come up. What do you have a prescription for?
I have a prescription for anxiety and bipolar.
What are you taking?
Would I have the name?
What are you taking?
So I don't know the name, but I got it prescribed at West Oaks, the hospital.
Do you have a cell phone?
Yes, sir.
And where do you get your medicine from?
My grandma handles it.
I need to know what you're taking.
Yes, sir. I can get the papers.
Yeah, and so what I'm gonna have you come back this week, and I want you to bring your papers. I want to know what you're taking. So pick a day. You got to come back this week. I'm telling you now, I'm going to test you like crazy. The first time you test positive for any kind of dope that's not prescribed, you will go to jail, and I'm going to make your bond high. No marijuana, even if you have a card. No cocaine if you have some kind of magical card. Do you understand? No dope. There's no justification that you can give. If you're taking something that's prescribed by a doctor, then that's okay, as long as it's not marijuana or anything like that. You also have to understand that when you're taking these psychotropic medications, when you use other things, like when you start vaping or when you start using marijuana, they will counteract the medication that you're taking. And it may make you go haywire and make you do things that you wouldn't normally do. That's why you're not supposed to use these other things when you're taking that kind of medication. Do you understand? I don't want you out in the middle of the night as well. So no going out past 10 p.m. Go to work. Let me ask you this. Did you graduate from high school?
I got my GED.
You do have your GED? Okay. Work, home, that's it. Do you understand? Behave yourself. Otherwise, I got a place for you. I don't like to put people in jail, but if you're going to be a danger to my community, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand? So pick a day. You can come back any day this week and bring your medication. I want to know what you're taking. You guys talk. It don't matter to me. And then we'll come back and I want to know.
Monday or?
Haywire, haywire, haywire.
I'm okay with that.
Was that an album name for either Motley Crue or Men at Work? Haywire. Does anybody remember? 80s people.
Get ready. You're going to take a test on Monday.
Seems like that. Good to see you guys. I was just wandering aimlessly.
It's okay. Take it.
Wandered in here.
Go,
How's everybody doing?
Lewis.
Señor, buenos días.
Go,
¿Qué tal? Pase por
Lewis.
acá, por favor. Parece aquí en el centro.
Hi.
Solo mire el juez y le contesta nada más en español.
At
por
the
favor.
outset, let me tell you that we set cases for trial at 180 days. You and your lawyer have been working on a mitigation packet since March.
That's correct.
What have, if anything, have you guys done?
Yes, sir. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I was.
What, if anything, have you done with the mitigation packet or the appeal?
We just been, I just been coming to court when I.
Have you filed anything?
I have to talk to my lawyer.
I will give you 1 week to file your appeal with whoever it is to try to get into this PTI program. If you do not have whatever it is that needs to be turned in by 1 week from today, then I will set your case for trial. But the case is 205 days. You guys have been working and nothing is getting done.
Understood.
We set cases at 180 days. You're now at 205. Do you understand? You have 1 week.
Make sure and relay that message to Mr. Willoughby as well, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you. And I'm waiting for Family Violence Division on my
The
action.
other guy?
It's Lucero Rosales.
Is it under Rosales?
And I just emailed Damian Olvera, who's handling it.
Is it in jail or on bond?
She's on bond. Lucero Rosales.
So what is it?
Rosales.
Yeah, I don't see it for some reason.
I'm looking here and I think it just got moved to ER.
We get it to ERD?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good time because now's when they start.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, Mr. Paz. Okay, who do we have here?
Counselor?
Mr. Perez.
Mr. Hernandez, Your Honor. I'll the coordinator there when you get there.
Yeah. Are you
Ustedes, buenos días.
Emin
perdón.
Hernandez Ramirez?
Es Hernández Ramírez? Yes, sir.
What are we doing today?
Plea on the 231 case. En el caso 231.
You were charged with 2 counts of driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
$2,000.
I think maybe because I slice it so much, I take out all the space in between. So normally Judge Fleischer has people come up over and over and over and over again, and I have bigger pieces that I don't have to cut. But today's docket was so light. There's only 12 minutes left on what I have from his docket. we've seen the entire we're gonna see the entire docket today. That's not normal. Normally, one of his dockets is 2 or 3 days worth of content, and thing is 1, and I had to cut out all the space in between, so maybe it gets out of sync because of that.
Do you have an immigration hold?
Tiene orden de detención de inmigración, sí.
You know,
¿Sabes?
if you want to be in this
Si
country
quieres estar en este país
without permission,
sin permiso,
don't get in trouble.
no se meta en problemas.
Is there severe consequences?
De veras.
You picked up a DWI while you're on bond for
Dub,
DWI,
not dub.
and now immigration has a hold
La
of you.
inmigración tiene orden de detención.
Once we're done here, you will be shipped off to immigration.
Cambiar con
The only other thing I'm gonna advise you is that if you end up getting deported,
que si llega a ser
come
deportado,
back
te regresa
without permission,
sin permiso.
they can charge you with a illegal reentry, and you're looking at a minimum of 5 years in federal prison.
5 años de prisión.
If you want to come back, do it the right
Hágalo de
way.
manera correcta, señor. ¿Entendió? Sí. Yes, sir.
As part of this agreement, they're going to dismiss one DWI. You are pleading guilty to the other.
Está declarando culpable.
You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or $2,000 fine. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal.
El derecho a apelar.
Once you accept this agreement,
¿Acepta este acuerdo?
you were stuck with this forever.
Ya para
I will
siempre.
tell you now, if you are ever in a car driving, an officer will see these multiple DWIs. If you have the even faintest smell of alcohol on your breath, they're going to arrest you, put you back in jail. From now on, you will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail.
30 días de cárcel.
Do you understand?
¿Entendió? Sí, señor o no, señor. Yes, sir.
I would never
Pues, yo
get
jamás,
in a
nunca
car,
me volvería a
even
montar un
if you've
carro
had a sip of alcohol,
con un trago.
because you will be right back with us.
Aquí de regreso con nosotros.
Okay, está bien.
I understand.
Who are we looking at first time? It's 42 days in jail. Credit for the 42 days that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 1 year.
Licencia por un periodo de 1 año.
Do not drive until you get a license.
Licencia.
How do you plead to the offense, sir?
Declarar la ofensa, señor. ¿Cómo se declara la ofensa?
Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Sí, culpable.
I am guilty.
Guilty.
Lo fallo culpable.
Submit you to the
Lo
agreement.
sentencio.
Luck to you, Mr. Hernandez.
Buena suerte, señor Hernández. Que le da mejor. Pase ya, hermano.
Yes, sir.
You want to approach on an off-topic matter, sec, or?
Whenever you want. No. Do it now.
Yeah.
I just, but I don't know what happened. That's what I want to find out. Mr. Wiggins, how's jail? How's jail? Is it good? All I know is that we've got you on an assault of a family member, right? All we ask you to do is be good, right? It's fine. It's not a big deal. You know, I see that you've picked up an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, violation of a bond condition or assault, stalking, another aggravated assault of a family member, and then another aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. So you picked up 1, 2, 3, 4 aggravated assaults, and then another felony violation of a bond condition. I don't know what happened. So I'd like to know, because, you know, I need to make sure that Harris County is protected as well. And it seems to me that it may be an issue. So please, what happened?
First, I'd like to question now that DVD filed a motion to revoke and raise. They're asking for $100,000 bond because of the sheer amount of violations.
Okay.
Add the injuries to the complainant and threat to the complainant and the safety of the community. On the newest, on the ag assault ending in 500. August 5th, 2024, deputies responded to an ag assault call. It started as a call for speeding. Both the affiant and the sergeant, his sergeant, observed a gunshot in the back window of a white vehicle. The affiant met with all 3 complaining witnesses that were inside the white vehicle. All the victims are minors. The complainant JT stated that they were at DT's house. Complainant JT stated that he observed the defendant drive off in a gray car, and she observed the offender get out of the driver's side of the car, but a black pistol pointed the pistol at the complainant's inside of the vehicle. Complainant JT then stated she attempted to flee the area and had complainant AM in the right front passenger and DT in the back seat. JT, the driver, stated she sped off and the offender fired one shot at the white vehicle as they were speeding.
So he fires off a shot to the vehicle.
Right, yes, Your Honor. She stated that she was speeding above the speed limit because she and all of the other complainants were in fear of their lives and believed the offender wanted to kill them. She stated that they were trying to get away from the offender and the offender was following them in his vehicle. And she said the offender left the location, got out of his, she had stated that when the offender left the location and got out of his vehicle, she realized she was grazed by the bullet in her upper right arm.
For
That was
October,
shot through
maybe.
the car. The officer observed the injury to the complainant.
Ah, so she was shot in the arm.
Yes, Your Honor.
Raised, it wasn't, direct, it was a slight.
She's 17 years old, Your Honor.
And that is,
The same complaining witness is in our case.
was the driver
Oh,
of
I guess should be lucky that she's not dead, because probably, 3 inches to the right. You'd be looking at a capital murder charge. Life without parole.
the VPO stems out of the same transaction. The other ag assault actually predates all of the newest ag assaults from 2023. We can read that one too.
Okay.
If you wish.
Okay. On October 15th, 2023, the complainant's officers, or the complainant's mother, Miss Alexander, stated that on October 15th, 2023, a defendant was passing by a Jack in the Box, decided to stop there. The complainant
I would watch
stated
that.
as he was walking through the front doors, the defendant approached him with a brick in his hand, and the defendant threw the brick towards his head and moved quick. And he moved his head quickly to one side, causing the brick to hit him in the left shoulder and left bicep. The complainant in this case is DT, the brother of JT. Okay. Is that or not?
I don't understand what anger. I'm not asking you whether you did or not. I don't really. But I don't understand what anger would cause someone to do such things that where you would be living in a 6x9 box for the next 5 to 7 years, I'm going to find, Mr. Wiggins, that you are an extreme danger to the community. And I'm going to set your bond at $250,000. If you do bond out, you will be required to have a GPS monitor. You will be required to go be under home confinement, not to have contact with any of the complaining witnesses in our case. Do you understand, Mr. Wiggins? We're lucky that it's only a grace because it could have been a lot worse, and I just, there's always two sides to a story. I get it, right? And there's always video, there's always some kind of evidence out there, and we'll get it. The problem is that the allegations are pretty bad, and there are witnesses that put you there, and not just one. But how many people in the car? 3?
3, that's why there's 3 separate charges.
So like I said, if you want to stay on, let me know.
Yes,
If
Your Honor.
not, you tell me what date you want to set it for. Looks like the felony court set for 9/24.
Yeah,
I'm at your mercy.
regarding this, Judge, can I have a week from today?
Absolutely. So they're hired onto your case now. I don't know if they're going to want to stay on your case because it's a lot of baggage, right? And it's a lot. So if they want to stay on your case, we're happy and welcome to have you on the case. If not, they're going to withdraw and then I will appoint you a lawyer. We're going to decide on that in about a week so I can give them enough time to talk to your family to see if that's something that, if they want to hire them on your other cases as well. Okay? Okay, man. Good luck.
I know.
So, 200. Yes, sir. Thanks. 200. put another condition that you are not to use alcohol or any illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. So no alcohol for any reason, from any source, no cakes, candies, foods, gums, tequila, lollipops, hair dyes, no alcohol. I get a lot of people that come in here, they tell me it was mouthwash, it was this. I don't care. No means no.
It was
You
a
are being
shot of
admonished now.
Goldschlager.
I take people in custody nearly every day because they violate these types of conditions. You will be called upon to take a drug and alcohol test, and you must appear to do it. If you fail to do it, likewise, I will issue a warrant. I will take the monitor off now. It is your responsibility to stay in touch, and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me that you've gone MIA, first I'm going to do is I will issue a warrant.
Did you, Tokyo, you weren't here at the beginning. Well, not the beginning of Judge Fleischer. So his trial is going to be in one of those courtrooms. I doubt 184, which is my favorite. I can try. I really can try. It's going to be really hard to find him. But I can try and see if I can get his trial. If I can get his trial, though, I mean, it doesn't sound pleasant. So I might put it in the members only area if I can find it. Remember, he set it out for a couple weeks, so we'll see. We'll see.
Or make your bond extremely high. And if you're able to bond out, this time you will get an ankle monitor and it will remain there. You understand? Okay. So no dope, no alcohol, random testing, and then we'll take it off.
There's a few I
Okay.
practice on
Now,
too.
the only other thing I would say is that, did you say they're going to present it to a grand jury?
So it's currently a science grand jury. I'm not sure about the status, basically, but
So-
the DWI is currently assigned a grand jury.
The magistrate found no PC on the DWI. We don't know why they didn't give any.
I feel like that's overstepping. Okay, so it's public. The criminal cases are public information. But I feel like that might be overstepping. So legal. I can't see. Hold on, I got to put this up. I love that icon. Did you though? Did you get away with it? Did you get away with it? I have to know.
No explanation. It looks like it might, or it is in grand jury. So if it does get indicted, which they can most certainly do, at that point, a felony warrant will issue and you will have to post bond in that felony case. That predates this, well, that postdates this, right?
postdates this, yes, it
But
does.
if they do end up filing that, it will not cause us to file a motion to revoke because
Thank you, Judge.
we already know that it's there and that it possibly could happen. We just don't, but beware that at any felony warrant could issue. Okay, all right, thanks.
Oh, Judge, and upon evaluating that OPC, I think it's because they didn't have the age of the child at the time. I think that was the issue.
Really?
Yeah.
I do not have enough beer in Pennsylvania to deal with a lethal friction and a legal fiction. And I can't even say those two together. But I like that icon. Because I have to know. I have to know. I don't think it's Fozzie because, oh, I bet you it's Fozzie, but it's not Fozzie. It's Fozzie's cat. Have you ever seen Lethal Friction and Fozzie's cat in the same room at the same time? Twins. Oh my God. What if Will has a twin? No, how am I supposed to know? It can't be Fozzie because Fozzie would never change his name again because he knows better. He knows better. So who is it? It's not Donald because he finally got a capital D. No, I don't. Is it Victoria? Because she can't change her name right now, right? It's not Kelly. Who is it? No, I don't. I don't know who it is. I know it's a mod. Is it Rebecca? Who else? Who's not talking? Donald's not talking, but it can't be Donald. Can't be Fozzie. It can't be Fozzie's cat. I just saw them. No, it has to be. Okay, but it would be someone who knows what legal fiction's icon is too. So it's not Rebecca. Who is it? It's Donald? Meow, meow. Micah Psycho, say something. Yo, he did just say something. He said it's Donald. Thank you, Monica. Monica's the only Monica had Lethal Fictions back, and now Monica has my back. No, because I would make them a mod. It's Victoria? Victoria, you get to go to work soon. I didn't think you could change your name that fast. No, it's Victoria. It's Victoria. No, but even if you had multiple accounts, legal fiction, I would have to make you a mod. So I would know who you are. I don't know anybody else who makes mods. No one would make another mod. Go to, oh, okay, that's a great idea. Oh, I have to go here. Y'all see me struggling? Oh, wait, it's not Micah's. Why is that's definitely Victoria. I'm saying it's Victoria. Lethal Friction. Go to channel. Yeah, it's Victoria. Oh my goodness. Hey, James. Hey, Victoria House Jail. Oh man. When can you change your name back to whatever you wanted it to be? Or can you now? Are you stuck at Lethal Friction? Man, 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 man. How many days do you have to wait? Victoria, you're going to work soon. I know you don't like it, but we are super stoked. We are very, very, very stoked. We are so happy. Guys, don't change your name on YouTube because you could get stuck for 14 days with that name. If you do change your name on YouTube, make sure you change it to something more cool than the name you currently have. Victoria, I have to start work at 11 today, so I won't be in Judge Fleischer's courtroom at all. I have to work a double. And you finally get back to work. And you finally get to see the judge again after what, 10, 12 days? And I won't be there. That's just not right. Thank you, Lori. Look, you fixed it to dot. I mean, dat. Uh, yeah, it's not bad, Kelly. I think that's pretty good. I got a couple accounts. I'm not gonna lie. I got a couple, multiple, like, a lot. But it could have been worse. You could have been Fozzie. Oh no. You can still Like, you can give a second account mod and call it Victoria or V or whatever you want and still be a mod in your own chat. I know, that's hilarious. Nice hair, by the way. I love it. I'm thinking about that myself. Super sexy. I don't have any cats. What are you talking about? So, tomorrow we get the verdict of the custody trial, which really is a bit crazy to me anyway. But we get to hear the judge. Tomorrow, I am also, I have to work a double, but I'm going to try very hard to cut together a clip of just his rulings. And I just think it's going to be great. In my head, this clip is going to be amazing. I cannot open Discord during a stream. I just cannot. 100% no Discord open during a stream. Nope, nope, nope. Hard roll. Hard roll. That causes issues. Never going to happen again. Oh, Michael is that guy. Thank you, Tokyo. I couldn't figure out who it was. Y'all keep changing your name, and I'm old and stupid. And I don't know who you are anymore. I do. Like, you guys have your own mannerisms when you speak, but it takes a while for me to figure it out. Victoria, I hope you have a great day at work. I'm going to try to, like, peek as I'm serving. I'm going to try to, like, have my phone on me and peek. So, like, if he stays with his grandparents, they love him. They do. If he goes to his dad's, they love him in a completely different way. They do. The only verdict that would be bad for Roman is if mom moved out of the grandparents' house and he went with mom. But, like, she didn't even try. She didn't even get on the stand. Did she get on the? Yes, she did get on the stand. So I don't think the chances of mom getting sole custody is very high. So the judge would probably pick either grandpa or dad's fourth wife. Those are the two that are going to be taking care of this boy. Dad's fourth wife for the next 6 months until he divorces her, or grandpa for the next 6 months, actually. I don't know what's going to happen in 6 months with this child. Donald, stop trying to find a wife. Stop. You don't even know if she's really blonde. You don't even know if Jane's really a girl. You could be hitting on a boy right now, which is fine. I'm going to bed, guys. I have just enough time to get a little bit of sleep, so I'm not going to put a video out about the Kelly trial today. I have to work a double, so I can't. So I'm going to set my computers up. Victoria, I'm going to try to get Juanita. I'm going to try to get some Juanita for tomorrow. We never see her. Thanks, Tokyo. You too. I'm going to have fun with my double, John. Still, Victoria, find out if Will has a twin. All right. Oh, wait, I got to put my outro on that Fozzie made, right? Right. Which one? It's hard for me to remember which one I already did. Oh, I did all those shorts. This is me not prepared to end a video. I just wasn't prepared. I'm just not prepared. I'm just going to, stag it. This one. Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye.
life's electric light. Late at night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted charm. In her wake there's no alarm. Late at night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a humor dark and twisted charm. In her wake there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right, even when my world turns gray. With a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes mirror sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each dream, she brings the light, turns dark days into play. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted charm. In her wake, there's no alarm. Her eyes mirror sky so blue. In her jokes there's a truth so true. With each dream she brings the light, turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's blue. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way there's no alarm.